Hey guys, we are soon going to talk about WWE, how they are overusing their talent for in NXT for TNA and AAA. Let's hit that intro and then we'll soon get back to you guys.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Today we're going to talk about WWE overworking NXT stars in TNA and AAA for free. Now, there is a report stating by Covenant TV that reported on social media. The source is Wrestling Observer Radio. It said that WWE reportedly feel that they can book talent for TNA and AAA without additional pay due to talent working a reduced schedule. For example, I quote, if WWE talent works for AAA, which is part of WWE anyway, or if they work for TNA, they don't get paid extra because everybody's on a guaranteed contract. You make this much, they book you as they see fit. It could be for other companies. That's just how it works right now. From their standpoint, based on previous generations, and even a year or two ago, the fact is that you're going to be working far less dates for that guaranteed money that you would have been even a year ago because they would have cut back way back on shows. So because they cut back way on shows, and essentially for most people, 1 day a week, that they might book you a second day a week or for a TNA taping or go to AAA. Whatever the deal is, it looks like they're still working a lot less dates than for most people that they expected to work when they actually signed it in the first place. This is beyond slavery. They're using people like crazy. They're definitely using people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the most disturbing thing about this reporting is this comes after the fact that NXT, especially NXT, is not a developmental show anymore because it's on national TV now. So to have people trapped into a contract and then control them and use them and manipulate them is is it's sad. TKO need to be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, they do. In the past year, we currently have TNA Knockout Women's Champion Kalani Jordan. She's in TNA and NXT. We also had Trick Williams, who was just not too long ago was the TNA World Champion. For the most part, for the better half of this year. JC Jane was TNA Knockouts Champion. So we had three people from NXT brand that held a TNA branded championship for their main title, men or women's. And now we have AAA. We just recently saw Ethan Page and Chelsea Green win the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships. They had an event this past Sunday where they defeated Mr. Iguana and another whoever his tag team partner was. So they're really using them all across the world.
Absolutely. We have another one, Dom. And Dom is on multiple shows every week. And if we want to keep our guys healthy and injury free, we got to bring some type of scheduling and some type of control to this. We can't afford to have our stars all over the place and then you're not compensating them. Like you're telling them they have to go there because they already got paid for it.
Yeah, I don't like that. Now, say what you want about the old era. Vince did not do all these partnerships, all this territory stuff. He just did the live event shows, but at least you kept it in house. At least you kept it there. And then you can't even make no extra money because of part of your contract. So it's like WWE wants TKO wants to keep you in a box. You're going to make so much, you're going to work so much, and they do that to overwork you, so you can't go to another company or want to leave if you want to. It's the whole box format. So
That's
I don't,
true.
yeah.
Now, my thing is, where's the incentive? They just remove any incentive that a wrestler would have to try to make it to their main roster. Like now, they removed the incentives. I always thought that when you go somewhere, aside from your natural physician, you get compensated for that. So now I'm guessing since they're not stuck at Full Sail, and now that they have joined the circus, the on-road circus.
Yep.
They pay them for the travel money. Like, how is the NXT contract? How does the NXT contract look
That's
now
what you
since
figure out.
2009? Since 2019, because we got to go back to 2019 because that's when WWE NXT got off of the network and on to cable television. The company got money for that. What is the company doing with all this extra money? Because they're getting extra money. They're charging crazy high ticket prices.
No doubt.
They have released a bunch of stars. So it's not like they have a boatload of talent on the roster that they have to pay. They already released a bunch of stars. Every quarter we're going up in pricing. What are they doing with all this extra excess revenue? If you're not paying the players, you're shortening the Legends deals. What are
Mhm.
they doing?
And if they're not releasing people, people are saying no to their contract renewal offers because they feel like it's not enough money. So that's extra money they're keeping. If you're not resigning them, if they choose not to resign, that's still more money y'all keeping because you have some talent that's decided to walk. Like, I'm not gonna resign. So that's the crazy part. And for those who don't know, I know people are gonna probably say, well, WWE just purchased AAA. They only own 49% stake. They didn't really buy the whole thing. AAA still own, I believe, is either WWE owns 51% or AAA owns 51%. It's almost pretty much a split. So they don't own the whole company. That's why I just want to put that on the record.
Right. And see, that goes back to where we had our conversation about them, why they didn't just flat out buy TNA. You don't want to flat out buy these other companies. You still want these other companies to be liable for paying their stars. We don't pay TNA stars, so that's another save. We're saving all the way around the board. We don't have to pay TNA stars. We don't have to pay AAA stars because they are already under contract with their promotion. So now I don't understand where WWE is. Like,
I don't get it either.
why are they shortchanging the Legends? Why are they shortchanging their talent?
Well, TKO, for those who don't know, we talked about this when the merger went down. TKO is a combination of WWE and UFC under that umbrella. You know they're owned by Endeavor, which is an image company, and I think it's them that's really got something to do with it too, Endeavor, because we know that they're an American talent agency, and I got a strange feeling that they're maybe the ones secretly behind all this money gouging, price gouging, and taking all this money. Because if you look it up too, if you look at Endeavor right now, and we know Endeavor is a majority owner of WWE and UFC through the TKO group. Their numbers are down too. The operating income is down. It's in the red, and that income is down. Total assets down. So all the numbers are down, and I think they play a part too into why everything's going up. So I think we talk about TKO, but TKO is really ran by Endeavor. So I'm gonna start using their name. Like I said, which is a talent agency. More likely, it's probably the talent agency that's representing all these WWE stars who, with the contracts, trying to act and do other stuff outside WWE. So I'm gonna start looking to Endeavor. I think they got something to do with it too.
Yeah, that would be a conflict of interest, though, to take their lawyers to have their agents represent you when they're going to always be pro company. They're going to always do what's best for the company. So WWE talent will be a fool if they take an agent or representative from Endeavor to represent them in these contract negotiations. But we said a
Hopefully
key
not.
thing.
Hopefully
We said a
not.
key thing just now. You
Yeah.
said that the numbers. Now,
Yeah.
this is the biggest reason why we lost Karrion Cross, because
Yeah.
Karrion Cross asked. He said, this is a new contract. Why is the numbers still the same? Like, I'm not worthy of a bump up. And when he questioned them, and that's all he said, according to Karrion Cross, he asked them, where did they get the numbers that they came up with? Where did they get that from? And you see, by him asking, inquiring about that piece of information, they ended up taking the contract back to begin with. So was
Mhm.
he on to something? Did
I believe
Karrion Cross
so.
feel he deserved a raise because he was on main event and he was on SmackDown? He was just moving. He was floating. He was one of them floating characters. Didn't have a designated spot. He got in where he fit in. Could that be a reason why he got
Yeah.
chopped? Because he inquired about the numbers. Where did they get
Mhm.
those numbers from?
Yeah, they're trying to save so much on not paying nobody, but they're hurting the product. And, and I know people are also thinking like, oh, why? Even people that don't follow wrestling, why are you guys complaining about it's a business, it's a business? Y'all gotta realize something. Maybe the people listening right now, this may not be all you watch, but for me and Good Bread, this is all we have. I don't watch the NFL. I don't watch MLB. I don't even watch NBA no more. This is the only type of entertainment I have left, or sport entertainment, if you will. This is why this is disheartening to hear this and witnessing stuff going on. We don't have no other sports left. Nothing. I don't watch all that other scripted sports, all the fakes, all that predictable garbage. I don't watch it. Maybe you guys do that's listening right now. I don't. This is why I'm so upset why I've been coming hard on these topics on all my channels.
Yeah. And now I could understand if we was in during the wrestling boom period, the golden era, or even the attitude era. But to be honest with you guys, my listeners, wrestling is dying.
Yes,
Wrestling is
it
a
is.
dance. It is not like it used to. It's not growing. We are not growing. And to be
No.
charging the people what we are charging the people, and to be exploiting the talent the way we are exploiting the talent for a non-growing product is sad. It's sad.
And then to top it all off, your shows is crap. It's shit every week. Raw, same thing every week. SmackDown, same thing every week. PLEs, same PLEs. How you gonna charge all this money and give us crap in return? Come on now.
Right.
That's just not right.
Right.
That's criminal, man. That is criminal right there.
It's just
Every
too much content. We say it all of the time. The thing that makes this era different from the golden era is because we didn't have this much access to the
no,
product.
and
We
that's what's
got
going
way
on.
too much access to the product, to the fact where we're spoiled now. We
Yeah.
don't even watch. We can just binge watch. We can just wait. We can pick one day out of the month and just binge watch our favorite episodes or whatever. So ratings is in the toilet now. Ratings are in the toilet because people don't watch the show when the show come out, and that's important. Ratings always been important in
Always
pro
been a factor.
wrestling.
Yeah, it's always been a factor. That's how you get TV deals. That's how you also lose a TV deal. If you don't believe me, ask TNA when they lost the TV deal with Spike. That's how I know. That's one example of a company that had a TV deal and they lost it, and now they just now getting back into the fold of looking for a new TV deal after years later not being on a major TV network. So, um, I will say this too. We complained. I complained a little bit myself too. I understand the bloodline story was starting to get ragged, and some people get tired of Roman Reigns holding the championship for 4 years. But what little did we know back then, those were some of the best times on television back then. Those were some of the best times. Bloodline, SmackDown Friday night, ratings was 2 million and above. We don't we this past SmackDown was only 900,000, 933, I believe, under 1 million views. So we really should give some credit to. the bloodline Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, in his 4 year run. Respect and acknowledge, as Roman Reigns would say, his 4 year run as WWE Universal Champion. Because those were the best times, and we haven't had no great times since then.
That's so very true. And it's like WWE as a whole is just eating, and they're taking all these deals and all of this stuff on because of that. But we are not that anymore. We have come a long way from the bloodline, the captivating bloodline storyline. We are far removed from that. We don't have no captivating angles on our TV shows right now. The writing was on the wall when they did that blackout and released all those NXT girls in the very beginning of the year. I
Yeah,
said it. I said
upset.
they're
Still
doing
upset
this
about it.
because they're gonna use TNA. Now they get access to characters they don't gotta pay. So now you put your NXT star in there with a TNA star, and all you got to pay is one person, but you get you a main event match that you then charged X amount of dollars for that. So you're just making money all the way around the board, and you put your talent at risk. Leave it to WWE to mess up or find the loophole in the guaranteed contract. Because now you go from it being guaranteed to now you're overworked. Because you signed a guaranteed contract, so the WWE is saying because you signed that you're gonna make $100 million guaranteed, we gonna guarantee to work you for that. Where that's not what the guarantee contract was for. The guarantee contract was put into play to protect the wrestler, not use the wrestler. But leave it to WWE to find a way to use the wrestler off a guarantee contract.
That's spoken word. That's so true. And they wonder why the roster got so many plethora of injuries right now. You're overworking them to death.
Exactly. And this is also why some stars don't see the light of the day because their guaranteed contract ain't worth a damn. Whereas you got somebody signed to a better guaranteed contract with more money, you gonna make sure you work them. You gonna make sure you work them. That's similar to what we see on SmackDown. Now I know we're talking about the developmental, but
Right,
if you
right.
want an example, we could go to SmackDown. Now,
Yeah,
how much? Now we know Jade Cargill is given a guaranteed contract. Now, do y'all think her guaranteed contract is more or less lucrative than, let's say, a Tiffany Stratton's guaranteed contract? Being that she came from the ranks, she was in NXT, worked for them for whatever amount of dollars that contract is for. She might have
yeah.
got a pay bump coming to SmackDown or Raw,
SmackDown. hmm You gotta
but
remember, Tiffany came right before that partnership started. So yeah, I can believe that.
right, right. Because it's safe to say that after the partners, well, before the partnership, because if we go back to 19, that's when the new contracts was drawn up for NXT. Once
Yeah,
they
they got
went
no money.
to USA, CW, they have to draw up new contracts because you're not on the network anymore. You got more money as a company. Y'all getting more money, so you got to pay your employers now. So since
Yeah.
2019, I can see that's when they put these guarantee clauses in there.
Definitely. Yep, but you're right though. But yeah, guys, you guys let me know what you think of this whole situation of WWE using TNA and AAA and NXT stars all across the globe and all these companies. Good Red Wrestlers. Anything else you want to add before we close this out?
No, man, it's been a great conversation, and we needed to have this conversation here. Um, Having my own business, I see it. I get why the company got all of these little slick plays to cover their ass, but you gotta be more caring about your talent. When you care about your talent, you get more out of your talent, to believe it or not.
Yes.
When you start treating your talent the way WWE TKO is treating the talent, that's when you see fake injuries,
hmm
more injuries, and the talent just don't care. It's like coming to work and you don't care.
And don't forget, when they get released, they do these shoot interviews talking bad about the company. That's why you get them.
Exactly.
And we know some more is going to become with the former WWE stars. But other than that, though, guys, that is all for WWE overworking NXT stars in TNA and AAA for free. You guys check out the content below. Check out Good Bird Wrestling. His content, he makes great content over there as well. And you already guys already know what it is.